Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zachary Nolan.
My name is Carter Nolan.
And we are here on episode 29 of the Nolan Hockey Podcast. We're going to cover the hiring of Martin St. Louis and the retirement of Tuukka Rask. And which one should we start with first, honestly?
I don't know. Maybe we'll start with the retirement of Tuukka Rask.
Okay, so the retirement of Tuukka Rask, it's an interesting story, honestly. Like, Tuukka Rask is probably top 3 goaltenders in Bruins history, top 3 goaltenders possibly. Like,
yep.
he's high up there, I'd say, as well.
And that's big for an original 6 team.
Yeah,
so.
I'd say he's high up there in Finnish rankings as well among goaltenders.
Yep.
Has opted to retire mostly because he tried a comeback this year. And I think the big concern that he had was his hip, and it just didn't, like, he didn't look good.
No.
And no disrespect, it wasn't right where it needed to be. Like, he tried, and it just did not work out for him, honestly.
Yeah. So one of the things I found interesting about this that there were some people talking about is, does he go into the Hall of Fame? And if he does, when?
Not for a while, if I'm being completely honest.
I think there's a chance he may get in. I think it'll take a bit. Because, I mean, like, what all has he won? I know he's won a Vezina. I mean, he won a Stanley Cup. He hasn't won as many awards as some other goaltenders that I can think of. But I think he's kind of in that almost that gray area of, like, because there are some players and goalies that retire where you know they're for sure going to get in. But then there's some where you know they're for sure not. And then this, which is kind of like, someday maybe. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I see him as, like, he's not a first ballot type guy. I see him as a very middle of the thing. He's not one where you kind of wonder why it's included. It makes sense in hindsight, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you'll go in when decided, not right away, and that's fine. That's totally fine. So also too, yeah. Honestly, like with that, like right now, so now the Boston Bruins will be going with Swayman and Omark.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't watched as much Boston as of late, to be completely honest, so I don't think I have that much of an opinion. You focus on goaltenders a lot more. You're a goaltender yourself.
So I
want to hear your thoughts, actually.
I like both of them together, and it's
good.
not just because their goalie hugs are just the best.
Goalie hugs are the
yeah,
best.
because at the end they go like, "Hua!"
Oh, I think I might have seen that.
But no, they've been working as a solid tandem. Like, Boston is one of the teams that's pretty much all but confirmed a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Pretty much every playoff spot in the East is confirmed though. Like, it's just haves and have-nots.
Yep.
No, but yeah, honestly, that's about it for that.
Pretty much.
So, the Montreal Canadiens, so this is funny. So, I actually have a friend, Harry Rice. He covers Canadiens. Go check him out, by the way. But
he's awesome.
So, I heard it came out publicly that Ducharme was fired. And so I typed it in his like Discord, like under the tab for his team. I'm like, yeah, Ducharme fired. And he's like, I had like an hour before everyone else knew. So I was like, huh. Guess I just know the right people then. Frick.
There you go.
But no. So Ducharme was hired, and then in the span of...
Not hired.
Fired. And then in the span of the same day, Martin St. Louis hired.
Yep. Which is interesting, because I heard that he was right now in the middle of coaching, like U13.
Yeah, he does minor hockey. Oh, yeah, no. Gotta adjust the schedule on that one.
There you go.
No, honestly, this I think this is a good sign. Honestly, when you give a chance at a former player, I think that's okay. Yeah. Especially like a former player with talent, because at the very least, you get a mid-tier coach in like Wayne Gretzky. At the best capable situation, you get like an S-tier coach like Rod Brind'Amour.
Yeah.
So honestly,
I mean, I always like the idea of having players getting back into the NHL in like either a management role or coaching. And I think overall, for the most part, they've done pretty well.
Honestly, don't get me wrong.
I'm excited for this.
I understand the annoyance that some people are like, oh, just get coaches. And I'm like, yes, but at the same time, players understand the environment just as well, if not better sometimes, than coaches. So it's okay to have that type mentality where it's like, I want to have a former player be the voice of the locker room. Yeah. That's fine. Now, the thing is, though, it's interesting because the Montreal Canadiens, again, would not benefit from trying to succeed in any way, shape, or form this year.
Yeah.
They are tanking pretty, like, significantly.
Yeah.
Honestly,
obvious at this point.
I would argue that, like, I've said this before, I think they'd be fine if they don't, like, they kind of just want anyone on the top 3. They don't care. It doesn't need to be Shane Wright.
Yeah.
Honestly. But, like, again, it's one of those things where I see this team possibly getting better in maybe 3 years, but I think this is going to be a bit of a... This is going to take some time.
Yeah.
Like, you lost everything. Like...
Yeah, and wasn't there something that happened with Petrie or something where he had, like...
Petrie's requested a trade.
He requested
as well,
a trade, that's what it was.
Which is, like, again...
That's not good.
The thing that's actually not good is the fact that Petrie's trade value has plummeted since last season.
Well, yeah. Well, that, and then also the second a player requests a trade, it goes public to all the other teams, and then that team that needs to trade the player away then loses negotiating power.
To an extent, unless you're a team like the Montreal Canadiens, where you know that you're going to be trading players away at the deadline anyway, in which case you can still hold some semblance of... Honestly, like... I look forward to seeing, like, the stories coming out of Montreal for the future, but, like, it should be solid, honestly. Although,
It's such a strange way that this has all happened where, I mean, they're in the Stanley Cup final and then the next season they're tanking, you know? It's quite a turn.
It's not completely new, actually, although it hasn't...
I'm not saying it's new. I'm just saying it's interesting as opposed to some teams where they'll get really close to that and then really stay in that window for the next few years. And then just kind of drop off after that.
Kind of shows the nature of their run, though.
Yep, and especially the way that Montreal lost some of their players, obviously with Kotkaniemi going to Carolina with what a strange deal.
Yeah,
so
honestly, that's pretty much about it, guys.
It's been an interesting story.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. Let us know down below your thoughts on Rask's retirement and St. Louis' hiring, honestly. Let us know.
Not hire.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Like and subscribe.
Connor, the old Spectre top for Connor.